There we go. You can hear me now. It might be too loud. My testimony would probably be directed essentially to legislators, but for now it's really, I'm proposing something to agencies and local businesses. So, and to everyone. Good evening, partner graduates, teachers, legislators, families, and friends. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. And thank you to AHRC, who has graciously opened their doors for us to celebrate. AHRC is an agency that supports individuals with disabilities and their families, and has played a huge role in supporting my own family. I have learned such a great deal from the Partners in Policymaking program, particularly from my fellow partners. It has been a pleasure spending time with such passionate advocates and to be continually motivated and challenged by our teachers and guest speakers throughout the course. My testimony today has been inspired by one particular graduate. A few weeks ago, one of our fellow graduates was trying to have lunch with friends at her local restaurant. She was unable to enter the facility as it was not accessible by wheelchair. She asked the restaurant if they had a ramp or separate entrance, but unfortunately they did not. She left the front of the restaurant disappointed. Instead of making a choice of where to go to lunch based on what she and her friends were craving, she needed to make a choice based on which restaurants were physically accessible to her. I thought about the situation and realized that I have never been in it. Never have I ever made a decision based on whether I could physically enter an establishment. Although the Americans with Disabilities Act has supported the need to make establishments more accessible, there are loopholes that prevent older facilities from making the necessary changes to become inclusive. Buildings built before 1992 only need to follow protocol if they decide to make alterations or remodel. If an establishment decides not to make any alterations, they are grandfathered in and are therefore not forced to follow ADA code. When our local businesses lack accessibility, they lack the ability to service the entire community. They are preventing a whole group of paying customers from buying their merchandise, and they are preventing possible employment of individuals with disabilities. Currently, local businesses are granted tax deductions at the end of the year if they cover the costs of becoming more accessible, but I think we can do better. So, after a little brainstorming with my husband, I would like to make a proposal. I propose that the federal government offer grants to help offset the costs of making establishments more accessible. This type of grant would not only give our friends and family members the ability to make choices, but it would allow for more inclusive environments and communities, a broader consumer base, more consumers equals more money, and an increase in employment rates in the disability community. Individuals with disabilities would have more choices of where to apply for employment. Individuals with disabilities are continually forced to lead parallel lives to those without disabilities, and as 2014 approaches, we need to work a little harder at making sure individuals are given the same choices as everyone else in the community. Becoming accessible allows for more opportunities, and it breaks down the barriers that have existed for so many years. I've taken for granted how easy it has been for me to make choices in my life. I choose where I want to meet my friends, I choose the type of employment I would like, and where I would like it. And I choose where I want to volunteer my time and give back to my community. We all need this ability to choose, and I believe these grants will produce better, more inclusive, thriving communities. Thank you.
Good one. Should you do this?